There. And welcome to the Phil Cochran channel, viewers. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. It helps this channel to grow, and it helps me to bring you these great videos that we all love. So hopefully we've got a maiden flight coming in for you. If this wind will die down for a second. It seems to be getting worse though. So we have the Voltanex Trainstar Ascent. This is a 1400 millimeter wingspan. Fairly basic 4-channel. It doesn't have flaps or lights on it, but other than that, it's similar to most of the other full-size timbers on the market. We got the big wheels and not really any suspension on there. It's just that aluminum kind of bracket that's there. I did have to drill out these wheels. I think they've changed the hex head of this bolt, so it didn't spin inside here as it's kind of supposed to. Like the wheels are supposed to spin on the axle, and they were only spinning how it was kind of mounted through there on the bolt, and I didn't like that. So quick, easy fix. It was missing some pieces, guys. It was missing all the servo horns, so 4 servo horns, right? And the prop out of the box, right? I searched everywhere. I looked, I have had this plane for a while. I've been trying to sell it. I've had the box out, a few times, been moved around and everything, but I would have been super careful with that stuff. And the little goodie box, it holds all the pieces inside the bigger box. When I opened that, it hadn't been opened before and no servo horns in there. So luckily I had some servo horns that would fit, and I put them on there. So those black ones there, they seem to be the right size, and I kind of just guessed in the hole and all that kind of stuff there. It seems to have enough throws for me, I think. Again, we'll see. So what other features we have here? It's got plastic hinges all the way around it. Down in there, it's got really nice reinforcement. Sorry, I didn't want to pick it up right now because it's hooked on the back of the car, or else it'll roll away on me. So yeah, the spinner couldn't go on because of the missing prop situation. That's a different prop. And then the hub adapter that they had, that they supplied, broke as soon as I put some pressure on it, because it was machined improperly. You could see that it just snapped. So again, another big fail. If I didn't have other RC planes and other stuff to be able to cobble together the pieces, I wouldn't be able to even fly it there yet. So it's not too beginner friendly, even though this is kind of a beginner style plane, a trainer plane. So again, back to the features. Let's grab it, flip it up here. It's got this solid plastic fuselage, which is really nice. You've got really nice hard wing connection points there. If you want to take it apart, you just take out those 2 bolts on either side, and the whole tail section lifts off, and the rudder is bolted to the elevator underneath all that. So you really just have to disconnect your horns and you can pop those off. The wings have this quick disconnect clip on them. And you just pop that clip and pull it out, and you can disconnect your wire for your aileron. Again, it's just going to be one wire because you don't have lights or flaps in it. And it's basically ding and hanger rash proof because it's hard plastic. It doesn't weigh really any more than I think a normal foam fuselage. The foam fuselage has to be quite a bit thicker to give it some strength, and this is super thin, right? So what else? Nice hinges, nice carbon reinforcement. Again, if you looked at that tail under there, it's got double, even one through the actual elevator itself, right? And right through the aileron itself, we've got carbon reinforcement there. There's really nice plastic hinges built into it, right? That's kind of like a quality feature you're not going to see on, there's tons of E-Flight planes that have foam hinges on them still, right? And they're $500, right? So that's a quick rundown. I'm just going to get it ready for the maiden flight here. And wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Love and peace from Canada, and we are YouTube. And welcome to the Phil Cochran channel, viewers. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. It helps this channel to grow, and it helps me to bring you these great videos that we all love. So we've got a new plane for you today, the Voltanex Trainstar Ascent. This is a 1.4 meter plane. We've got a 2200 4S in here. So let's give it a Whoa, that wasn't a very good go, and it seemed to be having a little bit of a power issue there. Now it's supposed to have a 3S in here, but it looked like it was going to take a 22 4S. Okay, let's try again. Okay, we're up in the air. I'm going to keep the throttle kind of backed down on it there. It's just a Maiden, we don't need to go super fast anyway. We want to kind of feel the plane out. It's very windy today, pretty much kind of on the edge of where I would feel comfortable doing a Maiden trim wise and all that kind of stuff, but seems to be going okay. Yeah, it's flying nice. Setup seems to be okay. Look at that. Look, that's pretty flat. Haven't had to, even though it is windy, it doesn't seem to need any trims. Nice flying plane. I was worried about this prop kind of drawing too much juice because it's a 3-blade 11.7 and it's supposed to be a 2-blade 12.6 on here, right? So, you know, theoretically they're kind of similar, but you know, it depends also on your motor and your ESC, what that's going to be drawing. So this is about just over 50% throttle, and it's flying just fine. It really doesn't need any more. Let's see how far we can kind of go down, and that's kind of into a bit of our wind there. That's only like, geez, 15-20%. Just take a quick look down here. It's hard to see. It's really hard to see, but yeah, I'm only at about 30% here, right? And it's flying great. For the size of this plane, it feels pretty light, like in your hands, and you know, handling wise, it's really only 100 millimeters less in width than the turbo timber is, but it's, you know, quite a bit lighter, I would say. Turbo timber's got a lot more going on inside it too. You know, you've got flaps, you know, which means extra hinges. You've got lights, there's extra wires and all that stuff. And I know those things don't add up a whole lot by themselves, but altogether they do. It also takes a bigger battery, even though you know, you can fly, I think, a pretty small battery in the turbo timber. I don't think I've put less than like a 2800 though in it, right? You know, and I like a 3200 in mine. It seems to, like, oh yeah, so I have tried a lighter battery and I didn't like how it flew. It just, you know, the plane was too light to me, right? You know, but it's kind of unusual, you know, when we go to that size things and the specs, you know, like this, I would call this a, you know, older spec plane, you know, 'cause it's been around, it's been on the market for, you know, 5-6 years at least, right? So it means that specs are kind of based on probably, you know, 10-year-old kind of stuff there. You know, I mean, again, this is a big 1.4 meter plane, and they're saying that you can fly it, you know, on a little 3-cell 2200, right? Which is a pretty small battery, you know. I don't know what kind of flight times you're going to get there. So I set my timer for 5 on this, right? And we'll take a look at it, right? You can fit bigger batteries in here. The CG seemed to be very touchy. Now, do you see how it's flying? And, you know, my half-decent proper takeoff there was, I would say the CG's dialed in. It's fine. It's like perfect, right? But it seemed to be very touchy. So you know, and some planes are kind of like that, you know, like they give you a range for the CG, you know, usually it's at least 5 millimeters, but some planes give you like almost a 10 millimeter range, and you know, which is nice, you know, that it kind of has a little bit of a zone that it can work in, and it's not finite. But this one seemed to be very touchy. Like as soon as I moved my fingers, you know, off the mark, it was boom, it would dive either, you know, forward or back, like really fast. And I'm like, holy geez, that seems to be very touchy CG. But I don't know, you know, I checked and double checked and triple checked kind of how it was with this battery and what they were saying, and you know, I have a different weighted nose piece on here now, for like their prop adapter doesn't have any metal on the end of it, right? It's just got a, you know, your plastic spinner on there. This one has a big chunk of steel on the Trojan one there. But I think I have room. I would say the battery's almost all the way forward, but I think I got a little bit of room to actually move it forward, and there's definitely room to move it back and to have a bigger battery in there, right? So yeah, 100% successful maiden flight so far. Again, I'm keeping that throttle kind of down because it didn't seem to like full so much there. So there's full throttle there, and she's okay. Could be just, you know, when it's on a full battery, it didn't like it too much. So there's full speed, yeah. Zipping along pretty good. I would say that's doing, it's going into the wind there, that direction, but let's go with the wind, sort of, kind of here. It's got to be doing 65, I would think, and close to 70, so that's not bad for, again, you can pick up this plane for just over $200, you know, so, and that's PMP, so it's going to need a receiver and battery, right? But again, it's not bad, considering you got a timber, almost any of the timbers is going to be twice as much as that, right? So, and you know, the comparable, oh no, oh, I did it again, Jesus, clip that tree, stupid idiot. Oh, man, it was going so good too. It heard like it smashed pretty hard. Guys, like, oh my god, what luck am I having here? You know, everything was going great, and then just exactly the same thing, right? You know, just misjudged the depth of that tree at the top, probably by about, you know, 25 feet or so, 20 to 25 feet in depth in front of me from where I'm standing there. And let's try and go a little faster before any cars come. And yeah, not good. Let's see what the damage is like. Well, our wings popped off. Our prop broke. There's no pieces there. Our spinner's okay, actually. I can see the spars bent a little, but not by much. Tuck those wires in. Motor's kind of jammed up there, but control surfaces all work. Rudder, so back together. The landing gear's not even bent there, but the nose is pushed in a little bit there because it landed basically on its nose, so I gotta pull that back out. There. Battery hatch. Alright, so you can see how my wings are, because that spar's a little bit bent, the wings are crooked, but that's going to be easy to straighten out. A new prop, and we're back in business. So that's not too bad for the crash that it took. I mean, that's straight down from about 40 foot up right onto the hard road. I guess that's our show for you today, folks. Love and peace from Canada, and we are YouTube.